The heat is a physical weight on the plains. It presses down relentlessly on the cracked earth below. Dust devils spin violently across the empty, bleached horizon. Every breath draws hot grit deep into tired lungs. Survival here is measured in mere drops of water. The water holes have turned into mosaics of dried mud. Shade is the only currency that matters right now. Life hangs by a thread in this unforgiving season. The silence of the savannah screams of a coming death. I'm Dr. Elias Thorne, and I've been tracking the Nsefu Pride for nearly 2 decades. The lioness moving away, we call her Gaia. She is the most devoted mother I have ever studied. But today, she is making a decision that breaks my heart. That stripped the green from the valley weeks ago. The herds have moved north toward the permanent river. Food is becoming a distant memory for this pride. Gaia carries the weight of the entire pride's survival. She leads them through the scorched thickets, seeking prey. Her ribs are showing through her dusty, tawny coat. Milk production requires calories she simply does not possess. Her smallest cub, the runt, can no longer keep pace. Energy transfer is the fundamental law of this harsh ecosystem. She stops and looks back, her amber eyes narrowing. The cub stumbles over a knot of dry roots. His hind legs are trembling from exhaustion and dehydration. He lets out a soft, mewling sound of distress. The other 2 cubs are stronger and wait ahead. They are growing impatient with the slow, halting pace. Their survival depends on reaching the distant hunting grounds. Staying here means starving alongside their fading, weaker brother. The biological clock is ticking louder with every minute. Gaia is torn between maternal instinct and cold survival logic. In the wild, compassion is a luxury few can afford. The terrain shifts to jagged, unforgiving volcanic rock. The soft dust gives way to sharp, obsidian shards. Heat radiates upward from the black stones like a furnace. Every step requires deliberate, agonizing placement of bruised paws. Gaia does not slow her relentless, marching pace. She knows the buffalo herd is just over the ridge. The scent of potential prey drives the pride forward. Her two stronger cubs trot closely in her long shadow. The runt is now falling significantly behind the main group. The gap is no longer just distance. It is a sentence. Breath. I watch through my binoculars, my knuckles white as I grip the roll bar of the Land Rover. In human terms, we want to scream at her to stop, to carry him. But a lioness cannot carry a 6-month-old cub in her jaws for miles while hunting. It is biomechanically impossible. She is burning calories at an alarming rate just by moving. To stop now, to expend energy on a rescue that is statistically unlikely to succeed, would risk the starvation of her 2 healthy offspring. A runt's coordination begins to fail completely. He stumbles sideways and scrapes his flank against the rock. His back legs give out, refusing to bear his weight. He collapses onto the baking stone with a sharp exhale. He lets out a high, piercing contact call. The sound cuts through the heavy, still air. Instantly. It is a distress signal designed to trigger maternal protection. The siblings stop and turn, ears swiveling toward their brother. Gaia pauses, her body tense, listening to the desperate plea. Maternal instinct is battling against the hard logic of survival. She turns back and walks slowly toward him. Her approach is low, cautious, and devoid of playfulness. She lowers her massive head to inspect the fallen cub. The rough tongue rasps over his dusty, matted fur. She is stimulating him, urging him to rise. She nudges his small shoulder with her wet nose. He attempts to stand, but his legs simply splay out. The energy reserves required to lift his body are gone. He looks up at her, blinking against the harsh glare. This interaction is not a reunion. It is an assessment. This is the moment that haunts every biologist. In science, we call it Parental Investment Theory. Gaia calculates the return on her genetic investment. If she stays, she misses the crucial hunt. If she misses, her milk dries up completely. Her first chance at passing genes will die. The equation is brutal, binary, and truly absolute. She is not being cruel in this moment. She is a queen, protecting her future dynasty. The wind shifts, carrying the scent of blood. It is the smell of a kill made by rivals. Or perhaps the scent of the buffalo herd moving on. The opportunity to feed is fleeting and rapidly disappearing. Gaia lifts her head and looks to the north. Her amber eyes lock onto the horizon, ignoring the cub. The stronger siblings are already moving away, cresting the ridge. The social bond of the pride is stretching to breaking. She lets out a low growl, not of aggression, but finality. She chooses the living over the dying to ensure survival. She turns away and breaks into a trot. Her tail flicks once, a signal for the others. She does not look back at the small, dark shape. The distance creates a final, insurmountable barrier between them. The cub tries to crawl, dragging his body. His claws scrape uselessly against the unforgiving volcanic rock. He manages only a few inches before collapsing again. His calls become rhythmic, desperate, and increasingly faint. The savannah swallows the sound with indifferent, massive silence. The isolation of the predator is the price of their power. We stayed, is our protocol. We don't intervene, but we witness. As the sun began to dip, casting long, violet shadows across the lava fields, the temperature dropped. The cub stopped calling. He entered a state of torpor, a physiological shutdown to conserve the last flickers of life. It wasn't a violent end. It was a fading out, a quiet subtraction from the equation of the plains. Night falls like a heavy, dark curtain. The sounds of the nocturnal hunt begin to emerge. Hyenas whoop in the distance, sensing weakness in the air. The temperature plummets, chilling the stones beneath the cub. Gaia has rejoined the hunt with her remaining cubs. They have located the buffalo and are stalking through the grass. Her movements are fluid, deadly, and completely focused. There is no hesitation in her muscles, no sign of grief. She channels every ounce of her energy into the kill. Grief is a human construct. Survival is the lion's only truth. The morning sun reveals a starkly different scene. The golden light washes over the successful kill site. Gaia lies panting, her muzzle stained crimson with blood. The two surviving cubs are gorging themselves on the buffalo. Their bellies are distended and tight with meat. They have consumed energy to last another week. Their playful energy has returned with the inputs of calories. They battered each other's ears, oblivious to the loss. Life has been purchased with the currency of a difficult sacrifice. The death of one has directly funded the life of two. I've recorded this behavior rarely in 20 years. It never gets any easier to witness. We must strip away our human moral lens. If she let maternal instinct override survival instinct, the entire lineage would have likely blinked out. In the ruthless calculus of the savannah, a 66% survival rate is a triumph. 0% is extinction. She is not a villain in this story. She is a highly efficient biological guardian. Ensuring her DNA persists in a hostile world. The cycle of the plains continues without pause. The vultures circle back to where the runt fell. Nothing in this ecosystem is ever truly wasted or lost. His energy returns to the soil to feed the grass. Gaia stands and licks her healthy cubs clean. She is ready to move them toward the river. The pride is smaller, but it is now stronger. They walk into the heat, survivors of the dry season. She does not look back at the volcanic rocks again. She looks only forward, toward the water and the future. Gaia's choice was dictated by nature's harsh system. Today, they face a pressure forced by us. Fences now cut across ancient lion migration routes. The margin for error shrinks to absolutely nothing. Droughts are longer, and prey is becoming scarcer. The Pride fights a war on two fronts. Our work stands between them and total displacement. We ensure they have the space to survive. Support the rangers protecting Gaia's future right now.